Before I started pursuing the Lord, there was a lot of darkness in my life. I had a lot of fears about the past, a lot of fears about the future, fears about where God was taking me in my life. At a certain point, when I finally came to recognize the voice of God in my heart and in my life, it was like a light in the darkness. It gave me a strength that I know didn't come from myself. My name is Deacon Jordan Birkhouse, and I'm a transitional deacon studying for the Archdiocese of Milwaukee. I grew up in North Lake, Wisconsin, and I am the third of 6 children. I went to Ave Maria University and I studied politics. And after college, I took a job in Washington, D.C. in politics, and I worked in D.C. for about a year and a half. And while I was in Washington, D.C., I hadn't quite yet decided to pursue the Lord actively. My Catholic faith was always a part of my life. It was always a backdrop. But I think as you get older, sometimes it takes an extra step to decide to pursue your faith. Didn't really know what my life was going to look like, and that scared me. And at a certain point, I recognized that I needed to pray. I couldn't do it anymore on my own. I had kind of put everything on my shoulders, and I was just worn out and weary. Many times we talk about the sacrifice of the priesthood, that really a man is laying down his life for the church and for God, for Jesus Christ. But really it's a sacrifice that gives us joy. The joy comes from the reality that God has revealed himself to us in our lives. He's made it known to us that we are beloved sons, that he loves us. And first and foremost, that's the greatest sense of peace that you could ever ask for, to know that you're loved. And it's out of that knowledge of knowing that you're a beloved son that he's called us to lay down our lives as priests.
I've searched for happiness, I've searched for peace, I've searched for all the things that you have planned for me. And I've walked down craziness, I've walked down streets, I've walked down ladders of success that felt empty. Here I am now, I lay my life down. You are the heartbeat of my soul. You are the breath that makes me whole. My King, my Majesty, before beside within me.
My name is Kevin Harmon. I'm from Lompoc, California. When I was a tax accountant, I had everything that we're supposed to want. I had money, I had a car, I had a girlfriend, and I was supposed to be happy, and I was not. And when I decided to apply for the seminary, I had to give up all of that. I quit my job, I broke up with my girlfriend, I applied to seminary, and it was very painful in one sense, in that you are removing from your life things that gave us partial happiness, or gave me partial happiness, in the pursuit of God. I see myself laying my life down. At seminary, people come for many different reasons, but I think there's 2 reasons really why everyone stays. And the first reason is love. They love God and they want to give themselves entirely to God. And secondly, they want to pour themselves out in the service of the people.
I've been through suffering, I've been through pain, I've been through moments that I thought could not sustain. Yet I've seen miracles, I've seen your grace, I've seen magnificent reflections of your face. Here I am now, I lay my life down. You are the heartbeat of my soul. You are the breath that makes me whole. My King, my Majesty, before we side within me.
So I'm Ariel Roscoe. I was born in California, grew up in Mexico until I was 15. And then I moved to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee is my home. I was a regular Sunday Catholic, never was really involved in the church. But then at some point I had a relationship, a pretty close relationship. And when that ended, I was pretty upset. So I would usually, for a long period of time, I went to Mass at least an hour before, just to complain to God. And somehow the Lord just started to fix my heart and somehow to heal me from that. I remember saying always, why me, you know? And in that questioning of why me, God really made himself present. And I had a really powerful encounter with the Lord. It was my very first time experiencing the Lord's presence and fully alive. Just really absorbing the gospel and the words of Jesus and his life, and praying with that. Really, this desire for service just was born. And on Holy Saturday at the Easter Vigil Mass, I just felt this voice saying, "How would you like to be another Christ for me?" And that was a very powerful experience. And a couple years later, here I was, beginning seminary.
Here I am now, I lay my life down. You are the heartbeat of my soul. Breath that makes me whole. My King, my Majesty, before we side within me.
My name is Father Kyle Leyland. I am from the Diocese of La Crosse, and I'm from Tomah, Wisconsin. From early on, I knew that God was calling me to be a priest. As I've been away from the seminary and more immersed into the real world, I've come to see that how fortunate I was to live with these guys. 2,000 years ago, Jesus called 12 men to follow him and to carry on his mission. And that is something that has continued on to this day. And I am humbled that Jesus would choose me to continue his mission. My work as a priest, it bears fruit, insofar as I'm united to Christ.
And I did not get here alone. It was the Queen on heaven's throne. She took my hand and led me there. She took my hand and led me where? She took my hand and led me here to the fold. Your cross, I lay heart of mine. I give you my hands and eyes. I give you every single piece of this glorious life. Here I am now. I lay my life down. You are the heartbeat of my soul. You are the breath that makes me whole. My King, my Majesty, before, beside, within me. My King, my Majesty, before, beside.